Yeah, hello guys. In this video, we are going to implement the global exception inside the Spring Boot project. Okay. So previously, we already learned that how to add the exception, predefined exception, and the customization exception. Okay. So in this video, we will learn how to implement the global exception. Okay. So now let's start. And why we are using the global exception? We are using global exception for the client purpose. That suppose, let's see that. Let me show you the practically. Okay, so firstly run this project. Okay, in this series. And okay, so mainly we are writing global exception for the client understanding purpose. So suppose when we get any error, 400, 401, 404, 500, this type of error if we get, so developer can understand, but client can't understand that what is the meaning of this error, why we are facing this error. So to handle this error, we are using the global exception. Let me show you global exception. Why we are facing, why we are going to use. Suppose I want the details of a student. Okay, using the roll number. If I enter the roll number one, which one is already exists in the database, so we will get the details of a student. Okay, suppose I am entering the roll number 5, which one is not exist in the database, so what we will get 500 error. Okay, we are getting 500 error. So developer can understand why we are facing the 500 error, but client don't can't understand. So you can see that in console we are getting this message here: student not found exception, not found. Okay, why? Because we pass the exception. Okay, because in previous videos we already saw that how to use exception and how we pass this student not found exception. This is the customization exception and we pass it. So I want to show you these things. See this one, student not found exception. If I will click here, go to implementation. Okay, so I can show you that student not found exception, we pass the message. Okay, but we don't want to message like that. Okay, we want that a message in server side. So how we will get? Okay, so let me create the global exception. For that we are going to create the global exception. Okay, for that we have to create one more class name will be the global exception. Okay, it will be global exception. Okay, for that I have to create one more package, g exception. Give anything name, no problem. Okay, then click on finish. So now I got the one more class. So this class we created for the global exception purpose. For that we have to implement the one component which name is controller advice. uh, controller advice controller advice. And I have to write one more method which name will be public response entity. Message should be string, string. And we are going to write the global exception for the student not found exception. See, for that we are going to write the exception for this. Control C from here and paste. We are going to we have to write the name handle. Name may be anything, no problem, you can give anything name, but the name should be like that so anyone can read and understand that what purpose we wrote this method. Okay, so right here, control B and control B. I don't want this, it should be small. Okay, import this class. Okay, we want uh, one more component which name is exception handler. At the red exception handler, this one we want, this one, student not found exception dot class. Okay, so come to down and we have to return one message. Return. Okay, we have to return one message. Return new new response entity. Okay, and we have to pass one message. Message will be, see, message will be student not found. Okay, so when client will see this message, see, if he enter the roll number 5 6, which one is not exist in the database, so he will get that message student not found. That means he can understand that which roll number is entering that is not present in the database. So if he will get the 500, 400, so what he will understand? So instead of that we are passing the one message. So we have to write http status bad get request. This is the bad get request. Okay, control s, save it. Now stop and run it again. Okay, so instead of getting exception message like that, we will get the message in Swagger. So let it be run, so we can see that how we are implementing the global exception. Okay, let it be run, so we can check it. Okay, now it's running good. So come to the here and click here, execute roll number 5. So here we are getting the one message. Instead of getting 500 we are getting student not found. Okay, so after reading this message client can understand that why we are facing this error. Okay, so you can write the global exception method for the predefined and customize exception also. See, you can write exception like that for each and every exception. See how we are created the exception: address already exists exception, address not found exception, and we are implementing in the controller or in implementation. Okay, so like that you see here student already exists exception, student not found exceptions, and different kinds of exception we are using. Okay, so I can write a one more exception, so you will get the more clarity. Student already exists exception. Okay, see we are trying to add the details of student, which one is already exist. So it should throw one message that this student already exists, no need to add. See, we are already using that exception, but how we are using? See, we are using like that. We are passing the message student already exists, but this message will goes to the console. Okay, so instead of this message we want this message inside the Swagger. So what we have to do? Okay, copy this, copy, and create one more. So instead of wasting time, just copy this whole thing, control C, so we can create easily. Okay, control B, and here we will pass that message. This one student already exists. Okay, here student already exists. This one we want the student already exists. Okay, and import this class. Okay, done. So instead of that we will pass a message student already exists in database, add new one. Okay, save it, stop it, and run it again. Okay, let it be run. So we can see that if we add the same student details, so we will, instead of getting 500 error, we will get the one global exception message. Okay, okay, let it be run fast, fast. Okay, okay. So now we can see that how to implement this global exception. Okay, done. Now come to the here student, add student details. See, student 1 is already exist. Okay, student 1 is already exist. If we add it again, so it will throw one message. See, now we are getting this message: student already exists in database, add a new one. Okay, so this was the global exception and how to implement the global exception in the Spring Boot project. You can see it very well. So that's it. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe this YouTube channel. Thank you guys.